Hello, folks. Ben Quiz. This is the second one, #2. So, same as last time, 20 questions. Nice and simple. Write down your answers. I'll put the answers on a different video so I can blast through them, the questions here, but you can swipe backwards and forwards if you need things repeated, or if you want to give yourself a bit more time. You can play at home with whoever you live with. You could play, I guess you could play online. I don't know quite how you do that. I'm not technically minded. It's just taken me 20 minutes to work out how to make a video public on YouTube. It wasn't fun. Anyway, here we go. Right, so 20 questions. The first 5 questions of this quiz. The answers to those first 5 questions are cheese, dessert, opera, pasta, and place. So I'm going to read you 5 Italian things. One is a cheese, one is a pasta, one is a place, one is an opera, and one is a dessert, a pudding. So, question 1. That's not helpful, is it? There we go. Colomba di Pasqua. Is it a cheese? Is it an opera? Is it a pasta? Is it a place? Is it whatever the other thing was? A dessert. That was the other thing. Colomba di Pasqua. Question 1. Question 2. Sigismondo. Sigismondo. Is that a pasta, a cheese, a place, a dessert, or an opera? Question 3. Mafaldine. Sorry, it's not terribly clear, is it? Mafaldine. Which of the 5 is that? There's one of each. There's one of everything, so none of them are twice. Question 4. Felciata di Calabria. Felciata di Calabria. Cheese, pasta, dessert, place, opera. Which one? And question 5. Giuliano in Campania. Which of the 5 is that? Question 5. Giuliano in Campania. So, next round, next 5 questions. Question 6, and indeed questions 6 to 10. This round is entitled All Things Faith and Mystical. So they are all 1 point per answer. Just a simple answer, things to do with faith or mysticism, that sort of thing. Question 6. In the story of the Order of the Chinese Years, which animal jumped onto the head of the ox in order to cheat and win the race? So in the story of the Order of Chinese Years, which animal jumped onto the head of the ox in order to cheat and win the race? Question 7. Which male saint in the Christian Church is usually depicted holding a lily? Now, I'm aware that there are more than one answer for there is more than one answer for this question. There is one obvious answer. If you do get one of the obscure ones, bully for you. But yeah, I'm looking for an obvious one. I will go through a less obvious one when I do the answers. Question 8. The 21st of March was the spring equinox. Which line of latitude with a name is nearest the sun at an equinox? So, 21st of March was the equinox. It's my pagan question. Which line of latitude with a name is nearest the sun at an equinox? At the spring equinox, I should say. Question 9. Ramadan begins in 1 month-ish. Or it did when I was recording this video. I suppose it depends when you happen to watch. Anyway, Ramadan begins this year on the 23rd of April, 2020. How long does it last? Or how long will it last this year? And question 10. Persephone was forced to remain in Hades for several months of the year. How many seems to be up for debate. But she was forced to remain in Hades for several months of the year because she ate what? She ate food of the dead of some particular kind. What was it? Question 11. So these next 5 questions are song lyrics or cue lines for songs from pieces of musical theatre. So opera, operetta, musicals, that kind of thing. I'm going to read you the line that comes before, which will either be the line of the song that comes before the title, or it might be a line of dialogue that comes immediately before the title of the song. But either way, the next thing that happens is the title of the song. I want you to tell me for half a point the title of the song, and for half a point the name of the show from which it comes. So, for example, I might give you what? Oh, I don't know. I might give you... I can't think of an answer, and now I've screwed this, haven't I? I don't know. Think of one for yourself. I'm not going to give you an example. Anyway, question 11. Who else would love him still when they've been used so ill? He knows I always will. What comes next? It's the title of the song. For half a point, the title of the song, and for half a point, the show from which it is taken. Who else would love him still when they've been used so ill? He knows I always will. Question 12. He may not always say what you would have him say, but now and then he'll do. What comes next? It's the title of the song, and what show is it from? Half a point for each. He may not always say what you would have him say, but now and then he'll do what? Question 13. The city goes to bed, and I can live inside my head. What comes next? Half a point for what comes next, which is the title of the song, and half a point for the title of the show. Question 14. Nature is lovely, and rejoices in her loveliness. I am a child of nature, and take after my mother. What comes next? And what's the name of the show? Half a point for each. And lastly for this round, question 15. If she fights when her clothes you are mussing, what are clothes? Much ado about nussing. What comes next? Half a point for the title of the song, half a point for the name of the show. If she fights when her clothes you are mussing, what are clothes? Much ado about nussing. Last one. Last round, 16 to 20. I'm going to read you 4 questions, which are just sort of random questions with an answer, obviously, worth 1 point. And question 20 is a link between the last 4 answers. So, question 16. Who famously claimed, "We're more popular than Jesus now"? I want the person, the actual person who said it. Who famously claimed, "We are more popular than Jesus now"? Question 17. Which sportsman said, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds, and fast cars. The rest I just squandered"? Which sportsman said, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds, and fast cars. The rest I just squandered"? Question 18. Who was President of the USA during the Bay of Pigs incident? Who was President of the USA during the Bay of Pigs incident? Question 19. Which Prime Minister of India was assassinated on the 31st of October 1984 by their own bodyguards? Question 19. Which Prime Minister of India was assassinated on the 31st of October 1984 by her own bodyguards? Excuse me. And lastly, question 20. What's the link between your last 4 answers? So your answers to questions 16, 17, 18, and 19. There is a link. Good luck, everyone. I'll see you for the answers. Yay.